But whoever causes one of these little ones who believe in me to sin, it would be better for him if a millstone were hung around his neck and he were drowned in the depth of the sea. Our next generation is being brought up with lies. I mean, all lies. There's these lies from the pit of hell just coming to our kids. And if we don't do anything about it, we're gonna lose them forever. There are terrible things out there right now. There's satanic clubs that are taking place on high schools. There are songs that say Satan's not an evil guy. Are you kidding me?
Satan's not an evil guy. He wants you to learn and question why. He wants you to have fun and be yourself. And by the way, there is no hell.
I mean, if we don't say anything, we don't stand up to all this evil, what's going to come about our kids? I mean, we can't stop. We can't be silent when they're preaching all this stuff about genders and certain things and all this identities and stuff. My goodness, we can't stop. We have to have conversations in love and in truth.
Ways.
It's called SOGI, for sexual orientation and gender identification, a curriculum that teaches public school students across Canada to celebrate the homosexual lifestyle and that gender is fluid.
Let's start getting into the fight. Let's start standing up against the evils and the wicked doctrines that are out there, that are literally, they're trying to go after our kids. If we don't do anything about it now, look what Jesus is saying. If you don't say something, you're literally agreeing with it. And that's what I see. I see at these baseball stadiums, they're talking about all this LGBT stuff. I got little kids, there's kids in the stands, and they're listening to all this stuff. Oh, this person is throwing out the first pitch, and he's a member of the LGBT community and inclusive and all this stuff. And you think about it, and these little kids, like, are there, they don't know what they're hearing. They're just gonna grow up thinking you can change genders. And then when they go into the weird stages of their, their puberty times, they're not gonna know what's going on. If they have no foundation of truth, they're gonna think the reality that has been poured out and pushed out in their face is true. And they're gonna be able they're living in a worldview that is training them up to be weak and to not know the truth. So we need to do something about it.
The sixth grader is about to have a tiny medical device implanted in his left arm.
What is that?
Jack's dad and mom are at his side.
Oh, jeez, I'm really terrified.
Jack, it's just your head.
Hey,
Jack, relax.
Meredith's gonna put some more numbing to make sure that it's all numb, okay?
The implant stops female puberty and will keep Jack from growing breasts.
Do with that Wilt quote from the Church of Satan is incredibly subtle when you think about it. Satan came up with it to keep playing along that salvation is of works. Since Satanism is the opposite of Christianity, when someone sees do with that wilt and Satanism, they'll wrongly automatically think Christianity's, quote, the opposite of Satanism.
Flags for some parents across the country. It's called the Satanic Temple, which is about to launch multiple student clubs this year.
Now, while not new, as Brody Carter reports, some are questioning the temple's strategy of targeting schools that have Christian after-school programs called Good News Clubs.
Satan has no room in this district.
In Memphis, Tennessee, outrage after the Satanic Temple announced plans for an after-school club for grades K through 5 at a local school.
We're not sacrificing babies or killing baby goats. I remind the media that a good part of our population is vegetarian or vegan, and they literally wouldn't hurt a fly.
You see how evil this is, and that it's a straight attack on our kids? We need to do something about it. We need to stand up. And I will tell you this. The only way we can change a society is with the gospel. We need a new heart. We need new desires. We need an identity. The only way to do that is by being born again. In John 3, Jesus tells Nicodemus that you have to be born again to enter the kingdom of heaven. You need to be born again. So we have to preach the gospel. We have to tell kids. And we want to do that through sports. So get behind us. Get in this fight with us. Support us. Pray to God and ask him how you can get into this fight too.